Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not, and welcome home if that sits well for you. Today, I want to do a reading on what happens next on your current trajectory, right? If you keep going as you are, what will happen next, and what you need to know about that, right? Whether you have the opportunity to shift or change it, whether you just want to support it, what is in line for your highest and best. I have 4 decks for you to choose from. Let's go through them. So I have the Baroque Tarot. This is what it looks like. That's number 1. I have the White Sage Tarot for number 2. What do you think? Is this your messages for today? Maybe. For number 3, we have the beautiful Rebellion Tarot. Is this your deck today? Are these your messages? And finally, for number 4, we have the Lunalapin Tarot. Maybe that's your message for today. The key here is to let the deck choose you, right? This is where your magic becomes part of the reading. So don't force it, don't push it. What we'll do is grab some oracle cards together, and then we'll get into readings. So if you know right now which deck speaks to you, feel free to hit the timestamp below and head right to that. Like I said, we will choose oracle cards together. You can stay through that process. Sometimes we get cool messages, so that's up to you. Either way, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're gonna grab some oracle cards today. Yeah, so remembering that our topic is what happens next, right? What happens next on your current trajectory? And what is important for you to know about what's coming, right? What is happening on this particular timeline, and how will you best either shift it or support it, right? In line with your personal highest and best. Always important things to know, right? Absolutely. So again, we want to make sure that you're just allowing the pile to choose you, right? And as always, if these messages don't resonate with you, then they are not for you. And that is a-okay. We are just here to process information, right? To translate energy. And if it's not in line with your highest and best, guess what? That's a-okay. It can't be your message every time, because these are general readings. And when it's a general reading, you have to trust your intuition, which is why it's so important that you let that pile choose you, that you always stay within your own vibration and frequency and resonance, because you're going to know your journey best, right? You're going to know what's for you, applicable to you, and what is someone else's on any given day, right? Absolutely. Especially when it comes to your current trajectory and how that's going to play out. What needs to be changed, what needs to be supported. These are individual things, right? We're not all on the same journey, nor would we want to be. Right? That would be crazy. There are 8 billion people, which makes it 8 billion ways to get that job done, right? To learn those lessons, to figure out what we're here to do. As always, if you don't love this shuffling part, you can hit the timestamp below. Go right on to your pile. But if you feel like you might have a message here, sometimes we do, right? Sometimes we don't. And that is a-okay. Yeah. always looking for what is relevant to you in your current trajectory, right? What do you need to know today, whenever this finds you? Oh, almost. All right, last but not least, guys. And 2, 3. I see you. Okay, we've got our little jumper. Hold on, we'll get there. Because I got number 4. There we go. Okay. So your collective message here is reflection and remedy. Remember when life was much simpler and the world seemed like one giant playground just waiting to be explored. Rediscover that world and you will rediscover your true self. Bring things back to basics to move forward and uncover the solutions to many problems. So, yeah, there is definitely that feeling now where common excitement, common sense, common courtesy, common compassion seems to be a thing of the past, right? We all feel a little bit jaded in this world right now. So how can you loop back to a better time, right? To a time when you were more open, not the world. It's never about the world. It's never about life. It's about you and how you square up, how you approach, how you choose to engage, choose to discover, right? So this is about you and how you bring yourself around, not the world. The world will always follow your lead. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I like that. I like it. Let's put it up here just for, yeah. All right. So let's get up in here. So we have our oracle cards and our decks. So you go ahead, take a minute with these, and remember, you're letting your intuition do the work here. Don't push it, don't force it. Just let it choose you. So pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. Take a minute, and I'll see you in your reading. Okay, pile 1, those of you who chose the Baroque Tarot, let's dig into your oracle cards and see what your messages are today. Talking about what happens next on your current trajectory, right? What you need to know, what you might want to change, how you can support your highest and best, right? Okay, so you have 37, which is the Dream Weaver, Emergence, Wish, Visualize, Conceive, right? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful awareness. You also have Trine, which is a gorgeous energy, right? This is always supportive. Yeah, so there's a lot of talk of weaving here, of structural togetherness, right? Of how supported you are at this point in time. You also have number 42, when you're neither here nor there, right? Beautiful. Knowledge. And last but not least, a sacred partnership. Okay, let's read this together. A sacred partnership. You are blessed, and your life is soon to be enriched on many levels through meeting with a like-minded soul or group. This is a special time where a partnership of some kind blossoms and expands to become collectively greater than its individual parts, right? So you have Dream Weaver, and then Trine or Sextile. you're neither here nor there, and knowledge, right? So your current trajectory is actually a really high mark. And that mark is about how you're weaving together pieces of a dream or a plan or something that you've been working on. It seems like you have a couple of things to learn, right? Maybe some education or knowledge going on in order to best facilitate or weave in the strongest way what it is that you're putting together. And this sacred partnership, you're blessed, and you're going to be meeting either people or a group of people that will add to, right? So it's important to understand that when you're creating something, right, we never are creating by ourselves. You know, people who build the biggest things will tell you that they did none of it through their own merits, right? They had to create a powerful team or powerful allies or a system or a structure or a scaffold. And I think the important thing for you to realize here is whatever you're doing, you're not doing it by yourself, right? So what happens next could be that you get to create a powerful team or witness yourself among powerful allies, right? Right. Just going to get a few more before we start talking about these. Yeah. Okay, pile number one. Let's start here. So you have the Five of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So let's talk about this. You have two aces, right? So you're definitely starting something, right? This is a creation story for you. And here's the thing. You're very passionate about it, and you know that you have the resources and the drive and stamina that it takes to manifest this. You know that, right? Beyond the shadow of a doubt. You've had to go through some things to get here, though. You probably have lost some things and had to give up some things. And so there are some pieces of you. Oh, yeah, look at that. You got another ace. Floating around in the back, right? Back there. But you had to readjust your focus. And the fact of the matter is, whatever it is that you're building or creating or devoting your energy to is something that really means something to you. Yeah. And that's going to carry you, pile number one. That's absolutely going to carry you far. And I think that your idea is something that is either required or it is requiring something. Yeah, look at that. Something in the way of learning, right? You realized probably like midway through that you needed a little bit more education, a little bit more knowledge in terms of your how-to, right? And I'm going to guess that whatever this is has both tangible and intangible importance for you, right? That it means something to your heart, and it also means something to your reality, right? So this isn't just a thing that, it's not just esoteric, right? It's not just an idea. No, it absolutely has roots and boots on the ground. And the thing is, your devotion, the way that this thing makes you feel, the way that this project, product, creation of this thing, whatever it is, it feels to you is what moves you through. So your sense of why is so powerful in terms of how you devote yourself to this project, to this work, right? To this creation, to this birth process. And again, it absolutely required you to leave something behind, to trust your biggest and best vision, right? And the fact of the matter is, you know this is going to work. In your gut, you know. There's no doubt for you that this is the thing. And here's the thing. You have somebody who's helping you, right? You have all the support that you need, even though you doubt that sometimes, right? You had to, maybe that was what it was. Maybe you had to shift and change your idea on the way that you feel supported, on the way that you allow yourself to be supported, on the way that you choose to ask for input or advice or insight on your process, right? But every time you've done that, I think there was a time in your past where you did that and you did not get what you needed. But in this instance, you know, right? Every time you ask for help, you've gotten it, right? Every single time. And that was a hard thing, right? To step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, as you created the space for this knowledge, as you created the dream, right? So as you work through this process, you have support in the visible and in the invisible, right? And that's pretty new as well. But the fact is, this support is showing up in divine ways, right? You have 3 aces, right? This is, you say, oh, I need this, and the universe hands it to you every single time. Not just assistance, but the people, right? The people who are showing up to put that into motion. And your biggest obstacle has been releasing the past and being in the now. But you are in the now, right? You understand now what that means to accept the fact that you're fully resourced. And so what happens next is that you just keep doing this. You just keep trusting the process. You just keep creating, right? And trust that you don't need to worry about being supported because you are, right? You are. And I will say that what I have found is that every time anyone I know, including myself, devotes themselves to what they believe is their mission, or a heart-based project that is in service to something greater than themselves. And let's be fair, this is absolutely that energy, right? This is bigger service than just you. This is not a self-serving project. This is something that will benefit not just you, but everyone around you. And so when you put your feet on that path and trust that path with 3 aces, what happens is that you get that support every single time. So what happens next on your current trajectory, pile number 1, is that literally you are gifted the whole way through. And what do you need to know about it? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep trusting it. What do you need to change? All you need to change is anywhere where you're hung up in the past, where you think, oh, do I trust this process? Do I really trust what I'm doing here? Absolutely. How do you support it? You keep going. Right? You keep going. You trust every step of the path. This idea, right? It is a cosmically blessed idea. This supported opportunity is a gifted opportunity. There's no worry for you here. How it feels is only going to get stronger, right? And what's coming to you? Everything, right? 3 of Wands is long-term planning. So the place that you're headed, your trajectory, your current trajectory, is fully supported, right? In all the realms and dimensions, right? And it's supported by everything around you. Just keep telling yourself, I'm blessed, right? I am blessed. I am blessed. And keep going. Pile number 1, this is amazing. I don't even feel a need for clarity on anything here. Honestly, I think this is a clear message. I think this is a complete message. And I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know how this is manifesting for you, because this is phenomenal. Congratulations, pile number 1. Keep doing what you're doing. Be blessed. Hey, pile number 2. Let's get into your oracle messages. Remember, we're talking about what happens next on your current trajectory, right? What do you need to know? And how can you shift or change it? How can you best support it in terms of your own, lovely, highest and best, right? So you have the mystic, number 24, know, seek, contemplate, philosophize. You also have Venus, the beloved. You have 12. If the wild ones come with sticks, right? You have magical power with the beautiful dragonfly. And then you ended up with 2 message cards. Lovely. We'll read them both. Let's start here. Recollection. Light and love illuminate your heart and thoughts. Eternity is always with you. Memories drift through the infinite space of our souls like an ocean of light between 2 shores, like autumn leaves recalling loving times upon this earth. Right? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And you also have the onset of wonderful. Surrender all that no longer serves a purpose in your life. Create space for the new and the exciting. Open the door for them. A new beginning awaits you. Let go of yesterday. Today is a fresh start. In each unique and wondrous moment, act with virtue for yourself and others. Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, so let's have a conversation about these oracles while we get a hold of some tarot for you. So you're talking about the mystic, right? And this is, so first of all, let's talk about this, right? You have the mystic, beautiful, divine feminine energy. You have Venus, absolutely glorious, divine goddess feminine energy. You have magical power with this beautiful dragonfly. You have the onset of wonderful, recollection. And then you have, if the wild ones come with sticks. So, what is your current trajectory? What's happening for you right now? I think you're getting really in touch with your divine connectivity, right? It seems to me as though the way that you're moving through life right now is all about the creation of that magical space for yourself, right? And, you know, when I talk about Venus to clients or on this channel, when we're talking about Venus, we're talking about home, all in capitals, right? And that is what home, the experience of home, right? What it sounds like to you, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it feels like, right? All of those sensory inputs that create space that feels like home. And that is where you're loved and nurtured and supported best. That is where you are recognized and celebrated, right? Where you don't have to do anything but show up to be celebrated and welcomed as yourself. And guess what? The best thing that we know is your biggest magical power is to show up as your own sense of home and just claim it, right? And allow all of those things that don't support it to exit, right? We bless it, we release it. We don't have to throw it out. We just have to bless it and release it and allow what is for us to show up strongly. And then you have this one. If the wild ones come with sticks. And this card is about the way that we, it's about the way that we say no thank you to the things that aren't included in that sphere of home, right? The things that aren't supporting us in our divine connection, things that aren't recognizing us as the magical creatures that we are innately, right? Things that are not welcome in the sphere that is home for us, right? And remember, this is not a judgment, right? This is not a judgment against someone else. This is an affirmation of you, right? That's what a boundary is, right? A boundary is an affirmation of your space. It doesn't need to be aggressive or threatening or come with sticks, right? It doesn't need to require that you pick up a stick, right? You get to set the limit on your boundary. You get to create your space with as much magic, with as wide and deep, a lush, ethereal energy as you choose. You don't need to pick up a stick to keep anyone out. All you have to do is say what's allowed in, right? That's how that works. And then your biggest and best magical power is that you get to maintain it, right? For the rest of your life, every single day, waking up and saying, is this my boundary? Is this my space? Is this my cell membrane? Is this the way that I want my space to be? And if you want to change it or shift it, you get to. You get to give up anything at any time that you don't want in there. You get to request anything that you do want, right? And so you're constantly doing that. So your current trajectory is really recognizing that space. And doing all you can to craft it. Let's talk about your tarot as well. You're the King of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles, right? So this creation might be brand new to you. This concept of created individual personal space might be brand new to you. It might feel a little confusing. It might feel like you're just learning how to do it. But if you lead with your heart, understand that you'll always be able to create that space with ease, right? Having that Ace of Pentacles next to the Fool here allows you to cut out any idea of confusion, right? This is about trusting the journey, trusting yourself in the process. And if that's what you're learning here, to trust your capacity, your capability to be in creation, it's only going to get easier. You might be starting now, but you're going to bloom into something powerful and vast in terms of how you create and manage your own space, right? And again, with everything, it's all about practice, right? It's all about how we practice, and how we choose to accept our own power, and all of the ways that we reject anything that's not supportive of our own power, of our own experience, is exactly the way that we need to manage that. So listen up. Okay, pile number 2. Your bottom row has a lot of interesting cards here. So you have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the King of Swords. So you begin and end with this King energy, right? Which is allowing you to feel your power. And that's beautiful. Down here you have a lot of moving, right? There's a lot of idea moving. And so it might be learning to exercise this power that is really what's happening on your current trajectory. What do you need to know about it? Don't fall back into your old patterns. Don't fall back into your confusion, right? Allow your shift to be claimed in every step. You can do it, right? You have this capacity. You have this capability. You understand where you're connected. Don't let anything or anyone, including yourself, take you off your game, right? Bring you back into a confused sense of, but what if I, but what if I, but what if I, right? Know what you know like you know it, right? This is a real thing. Don't second guess yourself. Don't come at yourself with a stick. This is easier said than done. How do you do that? you trust yourself as the mystic. You trust your heart. You trust your soul. You understand that the places that you're going don't require you to think about it, right? They don't require you to block yourself, right? This Five of Wands is about how you block your own passion, how you block your own, magic. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to become this thinking being, right? You want to lead with your soul. You want to lead with your soul and understand that all your resourcefulness depends on that trust of the journey. Don't allow yourself to be confused. So what do you need to know right now? Don't get caught up in your brain, right? This is your brain. Your brain is coming with these sticks, right? And your brain can really derail you. It can wake you up in the middle of the night. It can create a feedback loop that is going to derail your amazing cosmic awakening right now. It's going to make this sense of home feel off. It's going to make you feel misaligned and out of sync with what your real frequencies are, right? You know what you want to feel. You know what you want to experience. You know how you want to embody yourself grounded, bare feet on the ground, right? Enjoying the pleasures of this world, right? Giving yourself permission to be in your life, to lead your life, to be devoted to your path, right? Don't overthink it. So what happens next for you? You have an opportunity right now to dive in, right? To really create that beautiful, brilliant, lush space that you choose, that you desire, that you prefer. You get to do it. What do you need to know about it? It's there. It's already there, right? What do you need to know to support it? Get out of your own head. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own sense of limitation. Get out of your own sense of, what if all of those things. Let your soul lead your way, right? That's the way you get to your highest and best, right? Call it in, and then don't second guess it. Know what you know like you know it. I am going to grab one clarifier. I'm going to grab a clarifier on... I'm going to grab a clarifier on the Nine of Swords. Oh, okay. See, look, we don't even have to wonder. So you get the Page of Wands. This is reminding you that the answer to what is keeping me up is doubting, right? Doubting my journey, blocking myself. So 100% do not let your brain get in the way of your heart. Do not let your ideas get in the way of your soul. You can transition through it, right? Just keep calling yourself back to your sensory experience of home. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like, right? Come back every time your brain tries to call you over this way, call yourself back. Call yourself back. You can do it. Know what you know like you know it, right? Know what you know like you know it. You've got this, pile number 2. Don't get lost in your braining, right? Keep in line with your living. You've got it. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back, let me know how this goes for you, because I want you to live this fullest beautiful life, right? Don't let anybody come at you with a stick, even yourself. Stay on your journey. Trust it. Trust it. You've got this. Take care. Thanks for listening. Come back and see me. Hey, pile number 3. Those of you who chose the Beautiful Rebellion Tarot, let's get into your oracle messages, please and thank you. Remembering that what we're talking about today is what happens next on your current trajectory, right? What do you need to know? What could you possibly change? How would you best support it? And how can you be in alignment with your own highest and best in the best way? So you start with medium. Culminate, consult, connect, convey, right? hello. How about if I just take one? Second house. Alrighty. Interesting. Interesting. All the diamonds in the sky. Yeah. Willpower. Interesting, right? So we have Taurus, the bull, and the second house, and all the diamonds in the sky. And then your message is creativity. Creativity dances through space between thoughts. It comes spontaneously, effortlessly. Surrender expectations, play, explore, and have fun. Let your heart be your canvas. Paint the sky, collide in music, fall into poems. Make this your mantra. I am a clear channel for my higher self to flow through. Interesting, right, that we have channel and medium here. Interesting. This is really interesting. Pile number 3, mostly because, okay, so let's talk while we shuffle, because you know I like shuffling and I like talking, so put them together and I'm good. So if we're talking about medium, right, this medium card, so this medium card is also really about coming back from something hard or challenging or heartbreaking, right? This is about how we come back from grief, from loss. And sometimes the way that we come back from that is literally just sheer willpower, right? Sheer power, or allowing yourself to be a clear channel for your higher self to go through, right? Let your heart be your canvas. So there's an interesting thing here, right? Second house, resources. Second house is definitely about resources, but those resources can be tangible or intangible, right? They don't necessarily have to be about money, right? They can also be about, let's talk about it this way. They can be about what you value or how you value a thing. They can be about your worth or how you feel worthy. So there's this tangible sense of what's in your bank account, what's in your garage, but also what's in your heart and what's in your soul. And so, right, it's never really going to be just about your resources, your tangible resources, the ones that you can see. It's always going to be about what's behind it, because let's be fair, then if you don't have anything behind it, then no resource is enough, right? Nothing can make you feel worthy that you can hold in your hand if you don't feel worthy in your soul. Nothing can assign value to you if you don't feel valuable in and of yourself. You know, I know a lot of people who talk a lot about money and funds and wealth, and are spiritually bankrupt and soulfully poor. And the bottom line is what you have when you have nothing is who and what you are, right? It's easy to be comfortable when you're comfortable. It is not easy to be with yourself if you're not, right? So that sense of value is super important. And sometimes the way that we come back from that rock bottomness is by finding the joy, right? I am a clear channel for my higher self to flow through. It's always about that highest and best, right? So the current trajectory that you're on is really recognizing the internal over the external and really creating from that divine space, right? Not keeping your eye on your wallet, but keeping your eye on your own sense of worth, without which no amount of tangible resource will ever be enough. It will never be, it will never make you full of heart if you're not full of heart, right? So Okay, so let's start here. You have the Six of Cups, Justice, the Fool, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands, right? So we're starting right here, which I love, the Six of Cups, right? This is that card of unconditional love. This is that card of how you nurture yourself, how you are nurtured, of where you gather your true sense of wealth and value and personal worthiness, right? This is your I am enough. Without doing anything else, I am enough right here. And, you know, life has a way of kind of moving us through different phases, different experiences, right? And what happens is that we have to come back into balance. We have to come back into where we felt this, right? Where did we find this unconditional love? And moving from that space, right? And it all comes back to your heart. It all comes back to trusting your own value, your own worth. And in order to trust your own value and own worth, you have to recognize who and what you are at your innate, essential, fundamental level. And guess what? That's always going to be, you are all the diamonds in the sky. And until you recognize that, you know, your messaging is based on something else. It's based on something external to you. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how much spare change you have. It matters how much change you're capable of, right? So the way that we move through that is critical. So let's talk about this. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Wow. Again, we're talking about how we're moving. Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so again, this is how you're moving on the ground, right? This is you in the real, you as your heart, you as your soul. What sets you on fire? What keeps you on fire? And what keeps you showing up? So again, we're talking about this beautiful second house, earth energy, which can make you grounded, which can offer you the real awareness of value and worth, based on how you're moving, right? Based on what you're showing up to do, based on what you're showing up as. And so the way that you want to pay attention to that is what sets you on fire. So what happens next on your current trajectory? You keep doing this work, right? You keep doing this work. You just devote yourself to it. You check every single way that you're moving through the world with, is this in alignment? Is this in alignment? Is this in alignment? And what happens is eventually you get to the place of I am enough. And I know that once that happens, things open up for you. Pile number 3. Not only do you become more capable of creating what you want, prefer, and desire, but you also create yourself, right, in your highest and best as the channel for your higher self to flow through. So you become an embodiment that is so full of your own essence that you don't ever have to think again, am I worthy? Am I valuable? Do I deserve this? Well, yes. So right now what happens on your current trajectory is you keep doing what you're doing, because obviously, pile number 3, you are doing this work. You're coming off of something hard. You're coming off of something that was soul stripping, right? You're coming out of something that took things from you. But what happened was, as all those things got taken from you, you understood where your true resources sprang from. And so you, I'm going to guess, have been doing this work. And the way that you're doing it is perfect, right? So just keep doing it, because the more you come back to that space of, what does this feel like for me? How do I fill my own cup? The universe is going to keep pouring in. Yeah, how about try this? How about this? How about this, right? And you just keep trusting the journey. You just keep coming back and rebalancing. Is this for me? Yes. Is this a thing I need to do? No, right? And keep moving in that way, and you will be so supported. Oh my goodness. Pile number 3. I don't even feel a need to grab a clarifier on anything. I think your message is 100% complete. This channeling opportunity that might pop in randomly and surprisingly, right, if it hasn't already. So hit like, hit subscribe, because I want you to come back and let me know how that one goes for you. Right. Anyway, good luck, because this is beautiful. You're clearly getting it done, and getting it done well, pile number 3. So give yourself a pat on the back. You are supported, and I don't think you need to change a thing, by the way. I think you just need to keep doing what you're doing and trust the journey all the time, right? So take care. Thanks for listening. Hey, pile number 4. Those of you who chose the Lunalapin Tarot, let's get into your oracle cards, shall we? Remembering that we're talking about what happens next on your current trajectory. What do you need to know? How can you shift or change anything? How can you best be in support of your highest and best, right? So let's see what you got here. You have number 20, the Caretaker. Fascinating, right? This is Hades and Persephone. Cerberus. And reunite, serve, and accompany, right? Oh, sorry. You got Neptune. Vision. Beautiful, right? That you have two of the bigs. This is vision. You have all the magic everywhere. Beautiful. Creativity. And trust your feelings. Let's read this together. Let go of beliefs that no longer serve you. Replace them with positive thoughts and intentions. Listen to your wise heart, for it is the voice of your soul and your inner compass. Don't give up on your dreams and passions. Pursue them with empathy, kindness, and love. Okay, I love that, and here is why. Pile number 4. So, okay, so we have a lot of creativity. We have a lot of trusting. We have a lot of opportunity here. So Hades and Persephone are really about witnessing the cycle, right? Witnessing the comeback, right? The sense of renewal, that nothing is permanent in this life, right? And so when we pair that with Neptune and creativity, we also witness that all of the things that we believe, right, we also get to unbelieve. We get to shift and change that at our will. We can witness a thing, we can witness the release of something and allowing, right, for something else to come in, right? Witnessing that might just be a veil. I believe that this is true, and then the veil drops and you're like, oh, I didn't know that, right? Let me recreate myself in alignment with that. And right, what is Persephone but that reminder that there's always the capacity to shift and change. There's always the promise of renewal, the promise of a new opportunity. And what is all of that but evidence of all the magic everywhere, right? This is your power. Your power lies in that cycle to create, right? Infinite possibility, infinite strength. Look at how these are so similar in form, right? Trusting those beliefs and allowing dreams and passions and your wise heart to always prevail. Those are beautiful, right? That every ending is a reunion with an opportunity of something bigger, something better, something new to walk with you, something new to offer you a way to travel through this life, right? And here's the thing, you're always protected, you're always guarded, you don't have to be fearful, you can just create with passion, right? With your sense of trust in the universe, to know that everything will be revealed at its perfect time, right? At its perfect time. Let's grab some tarot and see what else is here for you. Remember that we're talking about what happens next on your current trajectory, right? So the way that you're going and how you have chosen to move so far, and the way that you could move from here and what that means. Okay, so you have your first row of tarot is the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Chariot, and Justice. So here's the thing. Something has you feeling a little stuck, right? And that's good. Let's talk about, these are not normally cards we love, right? Five of Wands, Five of Cups. This is, how am I blocking myself? How am I limiting myself? How am I out of focus with my present, right? How am I in illusion about where I am, about what I need to be doing? Well, guess what? Something is showing up in your field that's giving you a little perspective. Something's offering you an opportunity, right? The Chariot is movement forward, but it's movement that balances, right? These cards are out of balance. Five of Wands is always out of balance. I need to be right. I need to be correct. I need to hold my ground no matter what. Five of Cups is, what I had was better than what I have now. Even though what I have now is brilliant, I'm not even looking at it, right? I'm so caught up in what I've lost, what I believe I've missed out on, the things that happened to me in the past, right? I'm stuck in my own personal narrative. And it's preventing me from moving, right? But here's the deal. Your current trajectory is that's ending. You're witnessing the illusions and the nonsense in that story. Certainly, maybe something bad happened to you, but are you going to stay there? Are you going to move through it, right? Are you going to use your brilliant sword of truth to cut away what doesn't need to be there anymore? Are you going to create something new? You have a spider here weaving the web of your story. So if you weave magic into all of your story, and guess what? You can do that if you want. Or you can keep weaving the same old story that says, I have to stay in my sadness. I have to stay in my history. I have to stay in my guilt, in my shame, in my coulda, shoulda, woulda, in my, this is what I wanted and now I don't have it. This is what I believed and now I don't believe it. You know, this is what happened to me. And I'm stuck here. Guess what? You are not stuck here, Persephone. You're not. You're not. No, you are not. How has it served you? Question. What has it taught you? How has it moved you forward? What has it taught you? What has it taught you? What has it taught you? Every single time, ask yourself, what have I learned? That's the magic, right? That's the magic. Again, your belief in sadness has something inside it for you. What have I learned? Right? Page of Pentacles is an opportunity. What have I learned? What have I learned? What are you letting go of? What do you believe that you needed, that you learned you didn't need? Who did you believe you needed in your life that you learned you didn't need in your life? What was an imaginary benchmark that you believed you had to accomplish, that you didn't accomplish? And guess what? You've survived it. Now you know differently. Well, you might have to do a little bit of releasing, of ending, of allowing things to move forward. And by things, I mean yourself. Change your perspective, right? Shift your perspective. Let go of your concept of how you've limited yourself, of the way that you've chosen to be stuck, of the way that you've chosen to deny yourself, right? What needs to happen, of the way that you've stopped creating your own life, of the way that you've stopped weaving magic into the tapestry of your very soul, right? Guess what? Everything goes just as it came. Everything offers you something. When the next veil drops, be ready to look at what's behind it. There's another veil and another veil and another veil. You're never going to get to the bottom of it. You're never going to get to the absolute core of it, not until you've left this plane and you're on the other side. So life is an ever-expanding witnessing of what you thought you knew and what you thought you needed. Let it go. Keep letting it go. That's your legacy. How much you're willing to release. How light you're willing to travel, right? That's the way that you get to the sense that you are everything, right? There's nothing that you need, have, or want that isn't ejectable, that isn't do-withoutable, if those are words. And here's the deal. The harder you keep fighting that, the harder you keep fighting that. And the more it's going to come back, the more it's going to come back, the more it's going to come back. What I want is, I want clarity on the 7 of Wands, please. Because, see, you have opportunity here. You have such great opportunity to be in creation of something brilliant, right? Grounded in the present, right? Not on fire for things that are outside of you. Shift your perspective from your story to the story. There's a difference, right? There's a big difference in your story and the story. And if you're not willing to be an observer and witness that those things are true, you're going to be stuck every single time. So, right? If you can't take the wider perspective that you don't know everything, you didn't know everything, and you can't know everything. You can't. All you can do is trust the perspective to be the leader of yourself to your legacy. Okay, let's look for a clarity on this 7 of Wands here, please. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay. So you get the star. So what we know is that the star is a card of cosmic blessing. Well, you have nothing but cosmic blessing, right? So what happens next on your current trajectory? Well, you have some options, right? You have these awarenesses that the universe is conspiring for you, right? Not against you. The universe is always conspiring for you, for you, for you. And so if you're going to get caught up, get gummed up in your own personal narrative, well, you are definitely going to be stuck, right? You're going to be looking back, you're going to be holding out, you're going to be not really knowing what to defend, right? You're going to defend your personal narrative, or you're going to defend the narrative. And the narrative is that you are the temporary manifestation of the divine in action, right? You're always in action. We know that. That's a fact. You are a creature of action. It's only when we believe that things should be the same, that things should be reliably routine, right? Controllable, expectable, that we get stuck. Well, nothing is the same all the time. Everything shifts and changes. What you create in relation to that, right, that's up to you. How you steer, that's up to you. The way that you witness that brilliant offering from the cosmos, that's up to you. And how you allow it to create your own identity in the widest sense is up to you. Accept the fact that you don't know everything. Accept the fact that everything is shifting, changing, and in motion, because that's the magic, right? Listen to your soul. Let it be your own inner compass. Don't remind yourself of what happened yesterday, last week, 30 years ago. Boy, let that go and be in the now, because this is where the change is, right? This is where the shift is. This is where your power to steer is. What happens next on your current trajectory? Magic, if you allow it. How can you keep yourself stuck? Keep yourself stuck. Keep looking back. Keep telling yourself, oh, this is what happened and this is why, right? This is sad. This is hard. This is catastrophic. I get that the star is hope, optimism, and renewal. It's cosmic blessing. It's joy and rebuilding after cataclysm. Well, let it be after cataclysm, right? If you want to put something behind you, put the sense of your loss, your pain, your sadness, put that behind you. Be in celebration of the power you have now. Include your heartache if need be, right? Include it in your story, but don't let it be the driver of your story. Cut it out. You can highlight it if you want. This is how I move as a result of this sadness. Shift your perspective. Not I am my sadness and it keeps me stuck here, but I have experienced this sadness and as a result I know best how to steer. I have learned I can travel light. I can move forward and know I'm fully resourced. I have the power of transformation at my beck and call, and I'm not afraid of what's behind the next veil because I've survived the worst and I'm going forward, right? I have all the magic everywhere that's supporting me, behind me, helping me create what I need, helping me create that next right thing. What is next on your current trajectory, pile number 4? Brilliant things, as long as you're willing to create them. What do you need to know about it? There's nothing you can't do as long as you're willing to devote yourself to the creation of instead of the mourning of, right? What can you change? Yourself. How can you support this brilliant trajectory? Get in touch with your highest and best. Understand that you're moving as your magic. Understand that you can't do it by looking at the past, by looking at your sadness, by looking at the heaviness. This is going to derail you every time. You have to balance it. This happened, but this is where I'm going. This happened, and this is where I'm going. This happened, and this is what I want. This happened, and this is who I am now, right? That's what keeps you moving forward. Balance, harmony, being in your present, embodying your deepest sense of value and worth, right? Woo! Pile number 4. What happens next? Everything. Give yourself permission to experience it, okay? And then get busy devoting yourself to reminding yourself, to refocusing yourself, to claiming yourself as the magical, moving being that you are, right? There's nothing you can't do. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back, let me know how this goes, because this is a brilliant opportunity for you. Be blessed. Thanks for listening. Take care and have the best whatever ever. Take care.